In Southeast Asia, it's often said, it's okay not to have a partner, but not having a motorcycle is unacceptable. Even the saying goes, you may not have a house, but you must have a motorcycle. Indeed, for the youth in Southeast Asia, motorcycles are as essential as mobile phones. Countries like Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Malaysia, which are emblematic of Southeast Asia, all have more than 80% of households owning at least one motorcycle. High-end motorcycles are also symbols of social status, wealth, and sometimes ostentation. Given the overwhelming number of motorcycle users, infrastructure such as roads, traffic lights, and parking lots are centered around motorcycles. The influence of motorcycles on the economy, including businesses and products tailored to the convenience of riders, is significant. The sponsorship of Southeast Asia's biggest football tournament, the Suzuki Cup, by Japanese motorcycle companies is due to the region's massive market. In short, motorcycles in Southeast Asia are more than just a means of transport. However, the magnificent processions of motorcycles in Southeast Asia may soon be a thing of the past. This is because governments are moving to phase out motorcycles. What's happening in Southeast Asia? The country with the most motorcycles is India, with a population of 1.4 billion and 220 million motorcycles. Indonesia ranks second in Southeast Asia with a population of 280 million, one-fifth of India's, but owns half as many motorcycles at 110 million. Vietnam follows China in fourth place but has the highest number of motorcycles per capita. With 65 million motorcycles for its 100 million people, Vietnam symbolizes Southeast Asia's motorcycle culture. Statistics show that Vietnam has 6 times more motorcycles than cars, with 5.8 motorcycles sold every minute. The city with the highest number of motorcycles per capita is also in Vietnam, with Hanoi having 5.7 million motorcycles for 8.4 million people, and Ho Chi Minh City having 8.5 million motorcycles for 9 million people, essentially one per person regardless of age or gender. Thailand ranks 5th globally, Malaysia 7th, and the Philippines 16th, showing the massive concentration of motorcycles in Southeast Asia. There are several reasons for the abundance of motorcycles in Southeast Asia. Primarily rapid urbanization due to economic growth over the last 20 years. As populations migrate from rural areas to cities in search of jobs, traffic congestion begins to worsen. Ho Chi Minh City quickly became a mega-city with nearly 10 million people, and including the metropolitan area, the population exceeds 20 million. Subways are only now being built in these cities, with bus services being the only form of public transportation, albeit insufficient. The narrow roads make traffic congestion almost inevitable. Jakarta, Indonesia, has a metropolitan population of over 30 million, with an inadequate city rail system and only one subway line operating. The average driving speed in the city center is less than 10 kilometers per hour, making Jakarta consistently rank among the worst cities for traffic congestion. Bangkok, Thailand is one of the most notorious cities for traffic jams, with conditions that feel congested 365 days a year. Despite efforts to expand subways, monorails, and water buses, they are insufficient to accommodate the 15 million people in the metropolitan area. As cities grow and populations increase, roads need to be expanded and railways built. But neglecting this comes at a cost. Challenges unique to Southeast Asia, such as dense jungles and hot weather making construction difficult, exist, but the root cause is often the past military government's ignorance or indifference towards social infrastructure. Using the only available public transport, buses, is also inconvenient. Finding bus stops is hard, intervals are long, and they don't arrive on time. Bus stops are mainly located along major roads, requiring long walks in the sun or significant time and money to transfer. The explosive increase in motorcycles in Southeast Asia results from the absolute lack of and inconvenience of public transport. Motorcycles allow quick travel to any destination, unlike buses that stop running early, are cheaper than taking multiple buses, and save time, making them the most efficient form of transport in Southeast Asia. Given the current economic levels, owning a car is still impractical for many. With per capita GDPs ranging from $4,000 to $7,000, in countries like Malaysia, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Thailand, buying a car, even a small one, requires saving over 3 years' worth of salaries. In contrast, a motorcycle can be bought within 3 to 5 months, with various installment plans available, and maintenance costs are significantly lower. Motorcycles have simple engines that can be repaired easily, offer 4 to 5 times the fuel efficiency of cars, and have lower toll and parking fees, making them affordable at Southeast Asia's income levels. Without long winters, motorcycles can be used all year round, adding to their advantages. Yet, governments are now working to eliminate this essential mode of transport for many Southeast Asians. The reasons for phasing out motorcycles are as numerous as the reasons for their popularity. But a common and critical reason among Southeast Asian cities is severe air pollution. Recent studies by the World Health Organization and IQAir of Switzerland rank Southeast Asia's cities among the worst in the world for air quality. Cities like Jakarta, Indonesia, and Hanoi, Vietnam, are now synonymous with pollution, comparable to Beijing. New Delhi and Lahore. The main culprits for air pollution are identified as coal-fired power plants and motorcycles, with the latter being targeted for more manageable regulations. Environmental groups have found that motorcycles emit 4 times more air pollutants than cars, with cities like Hanoi experiencing severe air pollution due to motorcycles, leading to the term Hanoi smog. Both Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City have days with fine dust levels below the standard for less than 40 days a year, prompting the Vietnamese government to aim for a complete ban on motorcycle traffic in major cities by 2030. With Hanoi implementing traffic restrictions in some areas from next year, Jakarta is rushing regulations as continued pollution could shorten citizens' life expectancy by 1 to 2 years, according to research. Bangkok also identifies old motorcycles as a major source of air pollution. But in the north, slash-and-burn practices are a bigger problem. In cities like Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, smoke and ash from burning forests cover the sky, causing severe pollution and leading to lawsuits against the government by residents. Moreover, motorcycles are a leading cause of traffic accidents in Southeast Asia, with Thailand reporting over 20,000 deaths annually, and Vietnam, despite mandatory helmet laws, nearing 10,000 deaths a year. In Indonesia, traffic accidents are the second leading cause of death after Syria, with 75% involving motorcycles. Crimes like snatch thefts are also on the rise, and indiscriminate honking contributes to urban noise pollution. Thus, Southeast Asian countries are determined to quickly phase out motorcycles from cities. But whether this integral part of Southeast Asian life, culture, and economy can be eliminated remains to be seen. Without alternatives like city rail and buses, public backlash is inevitable. And even with these options, giving up the convenience of door-to-door motorcycle transport will be difficult. Commercial establishments tailored to motorcycles would also need to be demolished. And ride-sharing companies like Grab and Gojek would face significant impacts as their business models rely heavily on motorcycles. The delivery culture and companies may disappear along with motorcycle regulations. And motorcycles, often used as collateral for loans, could lose their value, affecting the financial sector. The potential for traffic chaos, increased unemployment, and economic turmoil are risks that must be accepted to eliminate motorcycles, with air pollution affecting everyone but disproportionately harming the poor who work outdoors. This presents a dilemma for Southeast Asia. Eliminating motorcycles poses challenges, but maintaining them also burdens the working class. Finding a way to reduce motorcycles while minimizing inconvenience to citizens is a complex equation that Southeast Asia faces, raising questions about the region's ability to solve this dilemma.